Ghana in terms of corruption. That is that. Let's now look into what is the update, what is happening in Nigeria, in terms of, a lot of things. Election is coming, the ball is heating up, and we also know that, as we are going into the 2019 election, we will also be seeing so many politics, where punches will be thrown left and right. Let's start looking into that update, and then before we go into what took place yesterday at the, where we had the
Center
event of the
African
Thomas
Studies,
Sankara.
yeah.
Taraba visit, PDP, Afenifere, others berate Buhari over comment on killing. Again, from the update we have also the court remand woman for allegedly defrauding pastor Rapo over 18 billion naira. Also, pigs killed and abandoned twins in Nasarawa State. The NSCDC arrests 4 rapists in Niger State, and we also know farmer herdsmen clashes forced Benue to shut 12 schools. If we're talking about education, Thomas Sankara was really, really, particular in terms of education, because we know, a lot of people that are not educated will not be able to have a voice as well. Also, politicians have bastardized Awolowo's legacy, loyalists allege. If we can all remember, Awolowo was one of the forefront where, he put out so much, during his time, but, politicians have also now bastardized Awolowo's legacy. 2019, groups back Dankabo for president. I can tell you so much will be happening now. Election is the most important thing. But while we are giving that as well, look at, I told you the last time that we also received some kind of news update from the federal government of Nigeria. And yesterday, one was also has been released, and we'll quickly look into what was mentioned during the course of the bulletin that was sent to us. Again, President Buhari, on Friday, 2nd of March, preside over the review meeting of the Presidential Fertilizer Initiative. This is now an official memo or email, we could say, that we received, as a press briefing from the presidency itself. I won't go through the whole lot, but I'll just highlight some of what was, some of these, in terms of the information in there, and we can then be able to push out, more into the Facebook page. Update: the missing girls of Government Science and Technical College, Archie, that was on 25th of February. The federal government discussed that 110 girls are accounted for. I'm sure we've already mentioned that in some of the updates. Imagine we were talking about Lassa fever just only yesterday,
yeah.
And I can now confirm as well that Lassa fever update, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, Lassa is a vital infection caused by Lassa fever virus. The virus is privately transmitted to humans by contact with extract from the rat. We were mentioning that just yesterday. And also, just before we bring that, and we can then start looking into what took place, yesterday at the during the Thomas Sankara event itself, because I'm sure we have so much to look into on that particular, Thomas Sankara. Let's just give the baby a little bit of pep.
Yes.
Just waking up. Sorry to all the listeners out there. It's just a little one just waking up. Let's play, firstly, the lady that spoke. I'll give you the name by the name of one of the last Western journalists that interviewed Thomas Sankara by the name of Becky. I'm just trying to play that clip. We've already got that set up already. By the name of Becky Brentford. Let's listen just a little bit to what she said of Thomas Sankara himself.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Okay. Won't bother you too much with that. I can tell you that is the lady that spoke. She was the only Western journalist as part of the crew with BBC 30 years ago. The link of this particular video that we did yesterday will now be pushed into the Facebook page of the Starr Radio UK. But I also want you to listen to the gentleman that played Thomas Sankara as well, and I'm sure then we can then have a conversation with the crew in the studio. Let's also listen. I hope the last one was clear very well.
Yeah, was okay. Yeah.
Okay, now let's listen to the gentleman that played Thomas Sankara at the event yesterday.
After 23 years of French neo-colonialism, 90% of our people still experience famine. And despite the majority of our workforce being farmers, we still have to pay for food. We have to production. It instills in our spirit that reflect that attitude that we are only allowed to be beggars. It means that our peasants, they can't tell the good of it. They want to bring the right to the weak. They see us as birds in a cage. But our country can produce all the food it needs to live a decent life. We have to decolonize ourselves. Yeah. From the imperialist mentality that wants us egotistic slaves, men donkeys who line up just to consume and mimic foreign lifestyles. They want us afraid of our neighbor. They want us competitive. Which means throwing another human being into the mud. This society like this requires ignorance and the beast of men. Cooperation rather is the law of nature. Because real freedom can only be obtained through struggle and sacrifice. The man wants to eradicate the from this country, no identity, no belonging, no identity. The slave alone is responsible for his own misfortune if he harbors the illusion of the generosity of a man. Don't flee on my boat, I must claim it back. This is our promised land, and we are going to build it with our own hands. We have pledged someone. We must dare invent our future. But it's just a man's way. Yesterday, we want to be able to activate things right today. And for all these reasons I say, Abba, down with it. The enemies of the revolution, Abba. The peace, Abba.
I'm sure you've had more than enough there.
Yeah.
That link now will also be pushed straight into the Facebook page of Starr Radio UK as it's going on right there in this, on Facebook. And those of you that now want to listen more to the whole 2.5 hours of that event, I could tell you it was a full packed room, and I can assure you that we were able to get as many of those to interview as well. And it will be nice for anyone out there to just go out and listen to what was discussed, and I'm sure each one of us will be able to learn one or two things And that is what Star Radio UK is also continuing this morning in terms of the, food aid that we are discussing right there in the studio. Wow. And that is the update as it's happening this morning.
Yes, listeners, that is Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria and from the black community here in the UK and across the world. Virtually anything that happens there, he brings your way. But first of all, let's go to Thomas Sankara's the speech that he made at the time, talking about the fact that we should not just sit down for us to be handed gifts or aid, but that he was also advocating for an equal platform where we can all stand, and then we are selling this. We also sell. We are all in the market together, so we can all negotiate and get the best of the deal. But it looks like they are all rhetorics. Now we have the president of Ghana, sometime this year, starting to say that, hey, Africa beyond aid, now Ghana beyond aid, he's trying to champion all those causes. Now, news coming in says that the U.S. has pledged $533 million in aid to Africa, criticizing Chinese investment, because what they are trying to do is try to outwittle the Chinese, and therefore trying to pump some more aid. But looking at all that and the event that you went to at the Center of Africa Studies, do you think it's something that we're going to be seeing in our time on this earth, or it's going to be something that is going to be maybe for our children's children? Maybe that's when they will see that.
That was one of the questions a lot of the audience were asking, that, are we all good? Is it going to continue where, Africa we were blessed with, the natural resources, the manpower, but yet we are not allowed to develop as quickly as we would have loved to, rather than, it's like we are being handed, aid, when we should also be the one giving back aid anyway out of the country. And based on the question you've just asked, whether it will happen in our lifetime, there was a particular gentleman that says it is high time that everybody in each of their streets start campaigning, so that we can be able to fight. Because that was what people were saying, that what do you want us to do? What can we take away, from these, events yesterday? And, to just wrap it up on that question that you say, whether it will happen in our lifetime, I think a lot of people are waking. There's a lot of discussion going around, not only in the United Kingdom, but globally. And I'm sure the leaders are also listening, and it is high time that they listen as well to a lot of us, not just only in the United Kingdom, but all over the world, so that we can be able to build, the continent, Africa, that we all love.
Well, listeners, now when it comes to this issue again, where we have some leaders, it might not necessarily be the president of the nation, but some ministers or some top officials who go for all these negotiations and these meetings, and some of them are called into a room and their palms are greased nicely, and they come out, and when you actually send them to go negotiate, the stance that they were supposed to take, they come back and they've changed their tone and saying that, see, we had to, and then meanwhile they've gotten something, bringing in the corruption issue. Okay. And yesterday, during the 61st anniversary celebration of independence in Ghana, the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, His Excellency, did mention the fact that Nigeria is going to be helping Ghana. And, social media started going bonkers, because people were saying, wow, has he finished fighting the corruption in Nigeria before he's saying that, lending another hand or listen to Ghana saying, I'm going to help you to do that? But I sent a message. I think I put a message across to a couple of people saying that maybe he sees that what is happening in Nigeria is a bit difficult. Okay, so for others to know that he's championing and he's doing something about it, let's help Ghana. And then if we all marshal our forces in Ghana and we get Ghana sorted, at least everybody knows that he contributed to it. What do you say about that?
Well, it's amazing, when, the president, said that yesterday. Yes, it's good to fight a global corruption, which is helpful for the continent itself. But, are we doing so much, to kill the corruption itself, in Nigeria? Well, corruption is actually affecting almost everything from someone, going to speak and on behalf of the country for something very important, where we should be telling, those outside the country that, we are more than enough to have our own industry, set up things that can work for Africa itself, rather by going there, they deceive themselves and, like you said, come out of those meetings. And you've got to remember, those going for those meetings are the ones making that huge impact that we are now all feeling, all over the world itself. I mean, the question is, if 1 in 3 people are also not voting, which are the elite that are well educated. Remember, Thomas Sankara was someone that really wanted education.
Yeah.
And we are now still seeing that, in a country like Nigeria and most African countries, education is not being put as a priority. If education is put as priority, then we will have challenges, where people will be able to, come up and be able to, contest for whatever position, and then maybe that could start changing, the whole situation and a new story of Africa itself.
But you said you mentioned a very good point there, talking about education. But here is the case where you go to Ghana, you go to Nigeria, and there are a lot of education. We have a lot of people who are holding BSc in various fields, and they don't have jobs.
Well, the question is, if we look at those that we are electing to those positions, compared to those that are educated, you realize that it's two different things. Someone that is educated and someone that doesn't even have a clue, to run a government is running the government of each of these African countries. We have, a big problem as well.
Wow. So you believe that maybe one day Africa will be beyond aid. We can't survive.
Oh yes, I have that faith that Africa will go beyond aid. Looking at the study of African study where we were yesterday, a lot of young people are also connecting to Africa. I wasn't so much impressed to see so many young people in that room. I mean, I've been to a lot of events where we tend to see only the older people in there. But yesterday, full packed room that shows that people out there are interested in African, and people are also interested in what is happening around them. And we will continue, as a station, to engage closely with the community to bring out as many of those information out there. The link itself, like I said, is now on the Facebook page for those of you, watching us on Facebook. And for those of you following us, we will also try to make it available on the other social media platform as well for you to be able to see.
Okay.
And I'm sure, we can then continue to have that discussion, Africa Beyond Hate, in continuation from our trip, to the event yesterday, where we are now also discussing it live here in the studio this morning.
Yes. Before we go, allow me, the first story, one of the stories that you brought earlier on, a woman defrauding a pastor to the tune of how many billion?
17 billion naira.
People have been saying all the time that some pastors, let me put it that way, some pastors defraud their congregation and defraud people. But it's the case that a pastor has sat down and has been outwitted by no one else but a woman. What is a bit of detail of that story?
Let's just give you the bit of that story just before we finish the update. A businesswoman, Olayomi, was remanded on Tuesday by Ikeja Special Offense Court at the Kirikiri prison for allegedly defrauding a Lagos pastor, of about 23 million naira in a business deal. Rapo, who is also a medical doctor, is the senior pastor at the House of Freedom Church.
Wow.
Let's look straight into a little bit of the story. The lead prosecutor for the EFCC, Mrs. Fadeke, said the Luremi committed the offense of conspiracy alongside 4 others now at large between March and May 2013. And, we know what took place was, Mr. Remy obtained the 10 million from Rapo under the guise that the money was for an investment in diesel supply business. Once again, that tells you, a lot of corruption, not just only within the government, but within individual as well. I mean, someone is into business and someone has also frauded somebody. And that is part of the corruption that we are looking, that is affecting us, where we are also now looking at aid way to solve the problem. Even some of this aid as well is part of corruption anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure if you go and listen to what took place yesterday, that Starr Radio was able to bring out to the listeners this morning, you'll be able to learn that we have a lot of work in our hands to do.
Well, let me say thank you very much for another brilliant time with you.
Thank you very much. We'll be back again same time tomorrow with something special. Again tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean radio station. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so that's Olayomi Koiki bringing you updates from Nigeria, and we're looking at events here in the black community in London and across, you know. But question that I'm asking, the program finishes exactly at 12 o'clock. In the next 4 minutes, I'll open the lines. And the question that I'm asking, can Africa actually survive beyond aid? When the Western powers or the macho countries, those who've got financial muscles, see that, okay, like America has done, news coming in, that was yesterday, they saw that the Chinese are taking over Africa, and they decided to outwit them by now also bringing in $533 million, pumping that money into the continent as aid. Therefore, by so doing, trying to outwit the others. And we are saying, no, we don't want it. They say, okay, we'll give you money so that you can use it to do your roads, maybe to get the food or to whatever they do. We have Ethiopia who is suffering. We know Ethiopia is trying to do something about it. And the fact that the president of Ghana has been championing this cause beginning the beginning of this year or latter part of last year till now, and yesterday in his speech during the 61st anniversary of Ghana's independence celebration, did mention once again that, hey guys, it is high time that Africa or Ghana lives beyond aid. So we don't need taking our calabash, going and borrowing, and then to survive on that. But that the Western powers or the powers that be give us the same opportunities so that we come to the same market. I have my goods and you have yours as well. I have my finished product, you got your finished product, we bring it, we sell to each other, and then we go away. And we all have an equal platform. Do you think that will ever happen? Well, let me say that during the event yesterday at the the Center of African Study, where Thomas Sankara's speech that Thomas Sankara gave, talking about the fact that all that they see Africa is that we go a borrowing. We have a calabash, Lala Sumila, and then they give us something, and then we go. Meanwhile, yesterday, I remember, what was it yesterday or this morning, having a chat with my wife, and I was telling her that, look, it comes to a point where in Ghana, you have people queuing virtually every day to come to the UK, to other countries. Now, the monies, the visa fees that are collected from these people, okay, all those monies, at the end of the year, they take a chunk of it and come and give it to you that we're giving you aid. But in a nutshell, what you are trying to do, what they're trying to do is that they take your own money and then just put it behind them, do abracadabra, say abracadabra, and then they bring it back and say, we're giving you a gift. And then we are so happy. Well, is that just a rhetoric? Or is it something real that can happen in our lifetime? Africa beyond aid, where Ghana can process its cocoa into chocolates or cocoa products, and then we export it instead of exporting raw materials, where aluminium, aluminium ore, that instead of us changing it, getting the finished products and selling it out, we decide to send the raw ore out, or they mine it all out, and then they bring it back to us. And we buy it at higher prices. We have the oil. We have crude oil. Ghana is ready. We have crude oil. We don't refine it. They drill the crude oil. They ship it out of the country. And then once it goes there, they go to refine it and then bring it back to us. We buy it at a higher price. Meanwhile, it came from our own land. Can Africa actually live beyond aid, where everything that we do is being controlled by them? Where when it comes to, dredging of oil wells, some people are bringing their monies from outside. Do you ever think that Africa can live beyond aid? That is my big question that I'm asking. It's 11:30. We take a commercial break and a musical break, and I come your way. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
I know So pesa ko improve but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No when you secretary with fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai ebetimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now what they are school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end now. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetria wo fees, but degree.
All I can see, sometimes rough time records. Lily Spades, Midas touch.
One day you will know, these are the words of my mother. As I'm getting old, even now I remember. So I'm packing on my tools, I'm going back at home. A young girl like me shouldn't be caught with an old school fool. He told me he was a banker, not knowing bank robber. This man is a gangster, bukum bankum boxer. Oh sorry I no pa, but I'm boy. Everywhere, shock and ganja uncle. Now he beats me every night and day. My Michelle used to want me, but I didn't wanna know. My Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle. Shenya kwano de me, na pikin no de here mama, pikin no de here papa, and then kwada yaba, social media neda. Better na ya boba pa, better na ya nyondo pa. Nansu wakodana udiye uukoteni ya usiabo. He told me he was a banker, no knowing bank robber. This man is a gangster, bukum bankum boxer. I'm sorry I no pa, but I'm bobo dambo. A dreary shaka nigga janko. Now he beats me every night and day. My Michelle used to want me, but I didn't wanna know. My Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle. Shenya kwano de me.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now. I hate you so much right now.
Starr Radio. Radio for the people.
One
by
day you will know, these are the words of my mother. As I'm getting old, even now I remember. So I'm packing on my tools, I'm going back at home. A young girl like me shouldn't be caught with an old school fool. He told me he was a banker, not knowing bank robber. This man is a gangster, bukum bankum boxer. Now he beats me every night and day. My Michelle used to want me, but I didn't wanna know. My Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle. Shenya kwano de me. Now he beats me every night and day. My Michelle used to want me, but I didn't wanna know. My Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle, my Michelle. Shenya kwano de me.
I hate you so much right now. 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 Rough time records. Midas touch. Your vibe is Africa's very own.
I know. So pesa ko improve but degree. Okay, what about Sawo but degree? No one you secretary with fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and a financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be bremu. UK degree and a masters fully sponsored. Tie UK abai ebetimi amal up to £21,000 every year. Now what they are school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite, and now EU passport. 18 and now 55 years. When so what me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai betria wo school fees ni ade nyina ma. Any for 079 04 79 3019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetria wo fees, but degree.
The Prasad's Automotive provides affordable, high-quality after-sales service to Bentley and crew-built Rolls-Royce cars, charging only 60% of main dealer labor rates. We offer health checks, servicing, diagnostics, air conditioning servicing, four-wheel alignment, pre-purchase inspections, brake repairs, engine removal repairs, and dent repairs. We're a team of highly skilled engineers. David Prasad was employed at Jack Barclay for over 27 years. At the Prasad's Automotive, we have the knowledge, experience and facilities that equip us to deliver excellence and quality to our clients at a personal level.
Are you looking for a job as a general nurse, theater nurse, ODPS, community nurse, healthcare assistant, mental health nurses, midwives, sterile services, domiciliary services? Then look no further. Bright Stars Plus Healthcare Agency have vacancies with good pay rates in London, Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire, Cambridge, South England, West Midlands, Sussex, and North of England. To apply, visit www.brightstarplus.com or you can call us on 073 890 64632. The number again, 073 890 64632 or email info@brightstarplus.com. Bright Star Plus, the best in recruitment agency.
I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
The IWFT team presents Footprints on Starr Radio UK with your host Oscar Bimpong every Thursday at 7 p.m. Starr Radio UK, your finest Afro-Caribbean station in London.
Welcome back to the program. This is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. The time now is 11:39. In the next 20 minutes, the program will be brought to a close. If you want to join me now, join me. You can call in by calling me on 0208-133-2257, 0208-133-2257 or 58. Or you can call me on 0203-3711-882, 0203-3711-882, and bring your take. Now, can Africa ever be beyond aid? This is a case where just this morning, news coming in shows that the U.S. has just brought in, rained in, pumped or flooded the continent with $533 million of aid. All they're trying to do is to outwit China. There. Okay, so we know the Chinese are coming. We know at the moment Ghana has a loan that we were taking. I don't know what happened to that we were supposed to have taken. What is it, $3 billion or $5 billion dollars loan, where we had to use our oil for as a guarantee, crude oil for guarantee, and a few things like that. Okay, and I know when the MPP government who came in, we have the vice president also going to China to negotiate some $15 billion and all that stuff, where now some of our bauxites and stuff are all going to be used as a guarantee or as a terms of repayment. Now, looking at all those things, all these long contracts that we've signed or we've entered into with some of these countries who have got the financial muscles. We want to dredge an oil well, and all that we have to do or exploring, we need them. They come in and they are the ones who tell us, oh, okay, this is what we're going to be giving you, blah, blah, blah. So we have got all those things that goes on there. Now, do you ever think that Africa, there's going to be a time that Africa is going to live beyond aid? Yesterday, Olayomi Koiki was at the Africa Center for the Center of Africa study, where they were talking about Thomas Sankara, one of the African leaders. He was from Burkina Faso. He changed the name to Burkina Faso because at the time it was Upper Volta. He changed the name Upper Volta to Burkina Faso. Okay, and he was overthrown later on by Blaise Compaoré. You remember all that? Okay, he came in through a coup d'etat at the time. I remember him. So in Ghana we had a Sankara runabout. Oh yeah, you remember that? Yeah. So Thomas Sankara, at the time we have former President Rawlings, at that time Flight Lieutenant Jerry Rawlings, who was of the PNDC at the time. Okay, now with all those things coming together and the fact that he came out to say that, look, Africa should not continue to have its calabash in the palm of its hand, going and borrowing. I mean, not just a borrow. When you go borrowing, you go borrow and you can use it for an investment. But going begging for aid, give us food to eat, give us money to run our free SHS, give us money to build toilets for our people. Please, can you give us? And meanwhile, what I'm trying to even bring up is that, look, when you go to now, if you can call somebody in Ghana, let them go to the British High Commission. Let them go to the American Embassy. Let them go to the German Embassy. Let them go to the Canadian High Commission and the various places. Let them go to those places and find out the number of Ghanaians who are there and monies that they are paid just to acquire a visa, and how many of them are refused and how many of them get through. And you ask yourself, now those monies that they are collecting, is it not our own money that later on they come and say, oh, we're giving you a Canadian grant, and aid, and then they give you that money, so just keep it. You are undertaking this venture, and they just give you that. Why are they not giving us an equal platform where we drill our own oil, we refine the oil, we sell it to, and then we can also export the refined oil to other countries? How come that when we drill the oil, is it that we don't have lands? We have Tema Oil Refinery. Nigeria, from all this time that they had oil, supposed to have refineries. But like I said earlier on, whilst I was talking with Olayomi Koiki, I did mention the fact that, look, when our leaders go for negotiations, where they're supposed to, fight our interests, make sure they defend our interests and make sure that we get the best out of the deals, they go in and they pull one of them, put them in some room, and let's have a chat with them, grease their palms, give them brown envelopes, tell them that, look, there is an account that has been opened for you, this is the card for it, and on it is what, maybe $5 million or $10 million, and that person knowing that for sure, in all his life, he would never have had the opportunity to get that sum of money, decides to say, oh, okay, just sell their conscience. All right, yeah, let's do it. Don't agree to it. So when we are saying that we want to sell finished cocoa products to the people. They say, no, you can't do that. Meanwhile, our reps who went there to represent us have sold us out. Are you getting me? So if the president of Ghana and former leader of Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara, at the time was saying Africa beyond aid, and the president, the first president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, also did mention the fact that the black man is capable of managing his own affairs if he's given the opportunity. Have we been given that opportunity at all? And I know Kofi listens to us and he says that we can't do this unless we come from a formidable front. And then he will come and talk about his ECOWAS. Which now I seem to understand it, that if we are able to garnish our forces together, come together, marshal our forces, we'll be able to move further, faster, and will be a formidable force to be reckoned with. But do you think, with the way that our people go about things, the corruption that goes on in there and everything, we are in a situation where we can boldly say, maybe in the next 20 years or in the next 30 years in our lifetime, so let me say in the next 55 years or 60 years, we'll be able to get to a place where Africa can do things. We don't need you to give us money to build toilets. We don't need you to give us money to build hospitals for our own people. We don't need you to give us money to do that or do that. Do you think there is a chance on earth that we'll see anything of the sort? I want you to add your voice to the discussion. We've got only 30 minutes to go, and this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, let me bring you some news that is happening on the African continent, since I cannot bring you more or much this morning pertaining to news from across the globe, because we had a lengthy chat with Olayomi Koiki, and of course, you know, today is Wednesday, and therefore the program finishes exactly at what time? 12 o'clock. I've lined everything up, and exactly at 12 o'clock, I'll be crossing over to the House of Parliament for the Prime Minister's question time. Now, polls have opened across Sierra Leone as voters elect a new president and a set of political representatives for the next 5 years. The story says, queues formed outside polling stations from midnight as people sought to cast their ballots. Okay, let me read this statement and then I'll go to my caller. You do not have to be the biggest, the fastest, or the strongest to determine the future of your country. That is what the Sierra Leoneans have said. Now, polls open at 7 a.m. GMT and closes at 5 p.m. GMT. Voters are required to be in the same place they registered and must present a voter ID card to the electoral officials at polling stations. Over 3.1 million people are registered to vote, a record number in the country's election. So that's what is taking place now. Our thoughts are with them. We are praying that everything goes peacefully, so that we don't have any bad thing happening in Sierra Leone. But let me go to my caller. We've got 11 minutes now to go to bring the program to a close, because we're going to the House of Parliament. But let me see who is there. Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. How are you, Archie?
I'm doing very well, Kofi. And you?
I think, yeah, I'm not bad too, except what sometimes I hear. But the question I wanted to pose is that I thought you said Frank is also in the house, Frank Davis.
I didn't say that he's in the house. I said he will be.
Oh, I thought I heard that.
No, I didn't say he's in the
no
house.
problem.
Yeah.
No problem. Well, Kofi Ali is in the house anyway.
Yes, Kofi is here. Yes, go on.
And thank you for acknowledging me, because I was expecting it and you did.
Okay, yes.
Thank you very much. I want to really take some of the issues you brought on board. I think it was about education. Is that not true? Hello?
Education.
Some people were saying that what the Africans need is education.
Yes.
If I heard that.
Yes. When we're having a discussion, let me mention that some people were saying that just education that we need. Once we educate our people, they will be able to know that, okay, this is what we want and that's what we get it.
And I think you also then added that we have a lot of educated people all over the place.
Yeah.
And we are not getting anything for it. Is that not true?
Yes, I did say that. Yeah.
Good. So that tells you that the education is faulty. The number of educated people we have, for us to be where we are today. The Europeans, when they started industrialization, they don't have that number. They don't have that. Even America don't have that in their population. I'm talking about population per, you understand?
Yeah.
When they started doing the wonderful thing we see today, that we are envious of. And therefore, we can then say that there's more to this problem than education.
Yeah.
If you take a case, you realize that education is... Nigeria, there's a saying, one Zimbabwean guy was telling me that when you throw a stone in Nigeria, when they are Nigerians, and you throw a stone, that person is not saying that they are not illiterate in Nigeria, but he's saying that when you throw a stone, anyone the stone will fall on is a graduate. Is that not true?
Yes.
Somebody in Zimbabwe said it, it's not me. That when you have a group of Nigerians gathered together and you pick a stone and you throw that stone, that person the stone will fall on is go and check, he's a graduate. And it's true. All over this London you see, the migrants from Nigeria, majority of them are university graduates.
Yeah.
So why should anyone then come and tell us this education is the answer and we think the person is telling us what is really sensible? Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Something is wrong with the education. And education sometimes is not the degree. For example, Muhammadu Buhari might not have gone into the military in Nigeria, you understand, with a degree at his time. But while he was in the military, they have defense academy. So he has gone through and got all the degrees you can imagine.
That's right. That's right.
Will you then call someone like that an illiterate?
No.
Good. Then that is so technically education is not the answer as we define education. Is that not true?
Yeah.
Then let us move to another thing. Some people then say democracy, perception, democracy, it means one man, one vote in their country to vote for their president and their members of parliament. Is that not true?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me that there is anywhere in West Africa where that they are on the continent of Africa where their election can be better than the one we had in Ghana?
No, I don't think there will be any other country like that. Ghana's was one of the best. Yeah. Hello, Kofi. Hello, Kofi. Okay, I don't know. Kofi's phone is playing up, but let's see. Well, so listeners, this is Starr Radio UK. We've got only 7 minutes to go. Let me see whether I can get Kofi back. We've got 7 minutes to go. At 12 o'clock exactly, we'll be joining the House of Parliament for the Prime Minister's question time. But I think I've got Kofi back. Let me just quickly go to him before we run the program up. Now, Kofi.
Yes. Now, the second thing is that the election in our country, you understand?
Yeah.
If no election anywhere on the continent of Africa can be better than the one we had in Ghana, and even can be better than the one we saw last in Liberia, and cannot be better than what we are going to see in Sierra Leone now with the way things are going, then why are we sitting down to say that again is the solution?
So election is also not, the democracy is also not the solution.
No, democracy, you see, education as we are having it now is not the solution.
Okay.
Democracy as we are having it now,
it's also
do you understand me? It's as we are having it now, is also not the solution. Then the third part, people then brought a dead body, Sankara. Sankara did this, Sankara did that, Sankara did that. But the question is that who killed Sankara? Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
The one who killed Sankara is the same one who removed Kwame Nkrumah. Is the same one who would kill Murtala Muhammad.
Yeah.
Is the same one. So we then say that we are also not answering the question with coming to dance about. The Sankara is dead. He's dead and gone. But we know that France was behind the killing of Sankara, though it was an internal coup. And Blair Campore, who did the coup, was there until France don't want him to be there again. Is that not true?
Yeah.
There is American saying, Americans say, when there is a drug in the community, and you are going after the drug dealers, you understand?
Yeah.
Always sit down and ask yourself, you may be catching the small fish. Ask yourself, who is benefiting from the drug dealing, then you know the baron there. It can be the police, it can be the government, it can be anyone. It can even be a baron.
Yeah.
But when you go after the little people on the street, you will only be dealing with the smaller part of the problem. Is that not true?
It's true. It's true.
I think this wisdom, and sometimes you hear people trying to talk like, now that the whole thing has become a mess, let us go and bring the youth from Europe, go to Africa and go and change it. Do you think that can happen? Have they finished solving their problem where they are? These people who don't even know the problem? Today I carry some of them, 5 of them. When they are talking, you can know they don't know their clue. Are they the ones who are going to solve the problem there?
It's not possible there as well.
Then let us look at another side. What we are looking at, the president of Nigeria was elected by the people of Nigeria, isn't it?
Yeah.
To deal with corruption in Nigeria, is that not true?
That's right.
Has he finished dealing with the corruption in Nigeria?
Maybe that one is too big. Now I think he has to come and help Ghana. We fight our West, we come to help him.
Let me tell you something.
Go on.
Let me tell you something. Everyone know we are only fooling ourselves, all of us. They know what they are doing. They know we don't know what we are. How can the president of Nigeria come and solve the problem of corruption in Ghana? Is he going to be the government of Ghana or what?
I said he's going to lend a helping hand. So not necessarily solving
We don't need, my brother, we don't need his hand and we don't need his head or a leg. It should make Nigerians are more corrupt than the Ghanaians. Is he saying that Nana Akufo-Addo is stupid, so he will come from Nigeria to come and solve the problem of Ghana, and you think he's right? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Kofi.
If the people of Ghana don't know the people of Ghana, is it the Nigerians who know the people of Ghana, the problem of Ghana, to come and solve it for us?
Well, it's never been that, so we can't.
So what are we talking about here? And we are then saying that these people sitting up there can pretend they are doing something. They are only filling the vacuum because somebody has to sit there and fool. You understand me? Let me tell you something. The problem is on this same platform where we are.
Yeah.
And we are repeating it every day. Do you know that you have a program called Money Matters?
Yeah.
In Money Matters, the person who presents the program, is he a lawyer?
He's not a lawyer. He's a financial man.
He's an accountant.
Yeah.
Do you know that whatever he's saying, everything he talk about is about the law?
Yeah.
You can get this if you do this. You can get that if you do this. You can get that. Your income, you must be this. You must be citizen. You must be. Do you know these are all laws?
Yes, they are.
Do you know they are all written?
Yes.
And do you know that he's not making them up? They are there. He is only referring to them. So he's educating people on their right and their challenges within the law. As the law prescribes. You understand?
Yeah.
And when he's doing it, he will be referring you to your practical life situation and be telling you what the law is saying and your challenges and how that challenges can be addressed. Do you notice that?
Yes.
In a very structured manner. Is that not what we are all talking about?
That is what we are all talking
about. If the law is not there, do you think that man will be talking about what he's talking about?
No.
He will only tell you his own. And what he said, if you bring 50 lawyers, they will tell you the same thing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the decision will be made somewhere. But he's only telling you, I can guide you. We need this document. We need that document. We need this document. We need you to have this. We need you to be doing that. Is that not true?
That's it. That's it.
So why can't we understand that when you talk about education in a country? Do you understand? It's about educating the people to know the laws of their country and how the law works. What the money man is doing, he's educating you on the position of the law. And this is what we are to be doing every day. But the law must be there.
Okay.
And we don't say that if Muhammad Buhari thinks there is corruption in Nigeria, we know there's also corruption in Ghana. And if we want to solve it together, it means we need a common law. Is that not true?
Yes, it's true. Kofi, our time is virtually up. But let me ask you the question that I put there. So do you think Africa can live beyond 8? Africa can survive beyond 8? Just a quick
now
one
you see, the issue, the reason why Africa cannot live beyond 8. And my reason is simple. Africa is not a country. Is Africa a country? It's a continent of government.
Mm-hmm.
In a continent of government, each of them have got their law. So Africa doesn't have law, but the countries in Africa has got their law. Is that not true?
That's it.
And it is this law that shape and design the people on whether to live on aid or not to live on aid, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Control corruption, create jobs, create opportunity, create an environment, and let citizens grow. And then what you don't want them to do, you use the common law and make policies to stop them from doing it. And what more you want them to do, you encourage them to do by maybe softening the position of law on that. Is that not true?
Yes, it's true.
So if then we don't have a common law to decide how we are going to go about dealing with the challenges that lead to people have to give us aid. If France is making $500 billion out of the 8 French-speaking countries every year, $500 billion in natural resources, so not finished schools. And then that $500 billion, part of it is what they give you back as aid.
Kofi, yes, Kofi, it's true. We have to go now.
No, part of it is what they give it to you as aid.
Yes.
After looting your resources, they give you chop money. Then if you want to stop it, then you should do something about France.
Okay, that's interesting.
So what are we talking about here? So the problem is looking at us, and we are choosing to miseducate our people. All of us are teachers, all of us, because we are discussing politics and we are discussing our fate and destiny. The story you are giving. So, my brother, we will always come back every day to call for the voice of the truth. I'm in politics to change things. I'm not in politics to follow the status quo and repeat the mistakes and corruption and lies.
Okay, on that note,
thank you very much.
Let me say thank you very much to Kofi. Yes, God willing, tomorrow we'll be continuing with the conversation. But do you think Africa can live with beyond aid? The president of Ghana was championing the cause, and yesterday he did reiterate that Ghana beyond aid. Do you think it's something that is, feasible? Are we going to see anything of the sort? Well, on that note, let the conversation still continue. I take you to the House of Parliament for the Prime Minister's question time. It's been a pleasure coming your way. The program has been sponsored by Lame Mirabel Solicitors and RVE. Lame Mirabel Solicitors will come to issues pertaining to immigration, litigation, serious crime. Name it, they can represent you there. Their mantra is we get results. Get in touch with them by calling them on 0208-253-0099. 0208-253-0099. Or you can email them. It's info@lamirabex.com. info@lamirabex.com. Also, you can the other sponsors of the program, Royal Valley Estates, when it comes to getting your foot on the property ladder in Ghana, look no further. RV is providing 3-bedroom detached and semi-detached properties at affordable rates. Get in touch with them. Get in touch with their agency here in the UK. It is 0208-683-2900. 0208-683-2900. That is for Drummonds. And then for Reverend Michael Nunu, his number is 077-6320-4689. 077-6320-4689. On that note, I say thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure coming your way. Same time tomorrow, we'll continue with another edition of the morning show. It's going to be the Thursday edition. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.
The success of the economy of the south of Scotland is clearly linked to the economy of the north of England, and in particular my constituency of Carlisle. Would the Minister agree that the Borderlands Initiative is an exciting opportunity for both sides of the border to boost economic growth?
I completely agree with my honourable friend. Of course, we are bringing about growth deals all over the country.